Sometimes it's late at night and I'm just scrolling the internet looking for the most interesting things, marketplace, eBay, just looking for something cool, unique, and I found the most abused Alienware system. Let me get it and show you what it's like. So this is it. It's an X51 R2. We'll start on this side because this is the bottom side. Well, the side that sits on the ground, it looks pretty normal on that side. We'll agree. The bottom looks pretty normal. The back panel, it's looking a little different. We got a dent here and a lot of scratching and stuff here. The screw is missing. I've taken that out previously just so we can show you what's going on in here. Most of this looks normal except the graphics card, which we'll look at in a bit. The top looks normal, more or less. There is a little bit of like, they said they think this was like acetone or something, trying to remove a sticker or something, but it's like paint. But yeah, I don't know what that is. I feel like I need to figure out what that is and maybe do the whole thing with it at some point. A few scratches, but what more could you ask for? And on this side, this is the real deal right here. I don't think I showed the front either. The front is a little bit scraped. It's this shiny black plastic. It's horrible. This side is where it gets interesting. We have more of whatever has happened to the plastic up here. But for people who might not have noticed, there's a big hole in the side of this. This should not look like this. It looks somewhat okay. It should look like the other side. It should look like that. Without the feet marks. This shouldn't be here. This is the craziest, like, people who say you can't upgrade a pre-built just haven't met whoever did this, because this person just definitely put them dead to rights on this one. So yeah, we have the big hole here, and I'm going to get the side panel off, because the side panel is where the modifications start, of course, not just the hole. We're just going to do a look through of this system today, purely just because I haven't got everything set up on here yet. With the Switch 2 coming out this week, Switch 2 video is probably up before this one, hopefully. I don't have a ton of time, so we're doing this one. You can tell it looks like I'm struggling a little bit to get it off, and there's a reason for that. And I thought when I originally got it, I thought, what's going on? Because it's, you know, it's like use like a case like this, you get little hooks that sit in there, don't they? And you slide back and they lock in. Well, this thing, the cable's normal. The cable's just for the side panel lights. On this one, there is some magnets, and these magnets go onto this like piece of metal here, and they help keep the door closed. So if we look here, you can see where they actually started cutting things. To be honest, it looks pretty alright on that side. It had me fooled at first, like, oh, maybe that was just a variant of the system, because there are variants of these systems, because they do like a few revisions. There's one revision that has like a disk drive in it, and that you can see here where they've hacked this metal apart, and I think somehow through doing that they've damaged these side pieces here, so it doesn't actually shut properly anymore. You can't shut the case. You can shut it, but it's not like it's good, and they kind of bent it as well at the top. It just, even though that's there, it just doesn't go in the same. It's always kind of sticking out. So there are these magnets here to help hold the door on, which is, well, they work. I'll give them that. So we'll just disconnect this, because this is just the cable that goes inside the case for the lights. So that's not all the modifications inside. So this system does work, which is quite interesting. Everything seems to work okay, even though it looks like an absolute mess in here. There's a couple of loose cables floating around. That is just the cable of the side panel for the lights. There is also this 6-pin GPU power cable, which is floating around in here, and we'll see why soon. So what have we got here? We have this it's a Be Quiet Pewwings 2, but something's gone on here, and there is hot glue on this corner. I think it's on all 4 corners. Yeah, there's some hot glue. It's worse in these two here. It's on there, you know, it's not coming off. It's got, I don't know what this is. Like, I don't want to take it off because it looks like this. Oh, it's a cable tie. I've had this system for a couple of days. I haven't had time to like fully play with it, but it's a cable tie. There's the end of it. Yeah, so someone's, I don't know what these are, like tights, pantyhose, or whatever you call them in your part of the world. It looks like part of that. I guess it's to stop dust going in. Well, you can tell it's dusty. It's doing an okay job of that. It's surprisingly not a bad loud fan. It is quite quiet. The name does suggest that after all. So what else is going on here, Dan? This computer is also kind of a freak outside of like the weird modifications that it's had made to it. And there's 3 boards in here. Like, I don't know why. Like, people don't like newer Alienware, and like when Dell took over and started making these like type of machines. Like, there's a board over here. It looks like do most of the lights. It's all like this cable go. But there's like a lot of other little connectors, like for the front switch and the front I/O and that. That's one board. And then there's this middle board with this fan. And this seems to be like some sort of like power management board or something. Because as you'll see here, we have the 32 pin or the 30 pin, the motherboard, you know, the big motherboard connector, just going over here. Like, why? Like, why did they create this? And there looks to be some big capacitors. And under this fan, this tiny fan here, there is like kind of like this yellow one to the side, but it's even bigger. So I take it that's, you know, where the power is coming from. It's also where the 2 6-pin connectors are coming from. But as you'll see, there's no real power supply in here. It all comes out of this board here. And the reason there is no power supply that you can see, and I tell you now, it's not under here, is because they have this big brick. This is a 330 watt like power brick on a desktop. Why not just like build this in? Because this is heavy as well. This isn't like a little laptop brick. This is heavy. This is probably similar weights like the Xbox One or 360 power brick. It's a chunky boy. Like, you know, here's an Xbox controller for scale. Like, it is a big, heavier brick. And as well, it's got a proprietary end. I think it's more of a laptop end than anything, but it's why. You know, there's room in here to put something, or even just like a one custom board. Let's have a look at what else is in here. So you're going to look at the side. We have this. You're going to see that there. This is a riser, PCI riser going into this. So it's a little bit of a chore because you feel like you're breaking this. And I think it's more because it's been a bit DIY'd. There's no screws in this piece either. Like, I think there should be a screw here. That's missing. Gonna kind of lift up from the back. And then it's trapped a bit. There we are. There is our, just unplug that. I do like this here. This like little, if you can see that, it's like a little cable holder. 1050 Ti, gigabyte model. You see we have a lot of ports on this model. This gigabyte model seems a bit rarer. I wonder if it's because of the I/O. But yeah, this flappy bit here. I think there should be a screw in there as well. That's not there. This is the riser here. There is a screw, which I do quite like. It screws into the bracket. One thing about these pre-builts is they do not really come apart in shipping because of all this like ugly stuff that they have in here. Set the graphics card to the side for a moment. So here we can have a little bit of a better look. CPU core, so it is a Be Quiet. There's the branding on the side. Is it me or is that, can you guys see it? This RAM stick looks like it's kind of sideways a little bit, like it's at an angle or something. It is 16 gigs of DDR3, I think it's 1600 megahertz. RAM, they are the OEM DIMMs as well. We also have our Wi-Fi card under here. One of the other things I did find confusing about this was there's 2 3 SATA ports on this motherboard, but typically when you get like even a pre-built, there is extra wiring inside for SATA power. I don't know if it's been removed. I doubt it would be removed because I wouldn't even know where it come from. Because I'm considering trying you can get a 6-pin to SATA power, so I'm thinking 6-pin in there, SATA power over, because this PC did not originally come with this Lexar in here. This Lexar is mine. This was added afterwards. It's not stuck down or anything properly yet. It was purely just because I started the PC up. I'll show you what it came with. So I started it up. It came in Windows 10. I was like, I know it's an older PC, but this is slow. It came with this, and you see it's a bit dirty. And this is the mount that it came in with. So you unscrew this screw here, put it back in so I didn't lose it. Like, someone's already lost the rest of the screw, so it might not matter the same. It's a nice little like slide in. It just slides into this connector down here, which is where this SATA cable goes. We've already reduced this PC. The Freakensteinware or the Freakenware. It's already. We've already reduced the weight of it. We made it lighter. But my thought was, I bought this one just to test. It's only a 256 gig, a cheapie. You know, run an extra drive, just put some more games on it because I kind of messed up here. So when it clicks in, it's just flapping around a little bit. Something under there will do. Maybe stick another drive in or something. See, there's another little board in here. This board is for the power, and this is where the power comes in off the weird brick. and it seems to just go up here into this big one and then distribute around the board through this middle board. And I just find it so bizarre that this was the approach they take. There is another fan here as well, which I'm not sure if I should replace or not. This one here, sometimes it takes a few minutes, just like it starts up and just roaring away, and then after a while it just stops, it slows down and goes back to like a normal speed. I'm hoping as well, since I've removed the SSD, that it'll improve airflow for this, and this as well is the 6-pin card. It originally came with a 762GB card, which I found the Dell version on eBay, and it is a 12-pin card, so that would explain why that's like that. And I didn't mention as well, the CPU in this thing is a 4790K, which if I remember rightly, K SKUs are overclockable, but there's no way in the BIOS to overclock this thing, which I find strange. But the CPU seems to be still good for gaming, because it's 4 GHz quad core. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'm going to install some games. We'll do some proper testing, see how well all this thing runs. I need to say as well how much this thing cost me. I think it was either 100 or 110 with shipping to get this thing here and working properly. The Wi-Fi card isn't the best either. I have gigabit fiber now. Of course, I'm doing it wirelessly, so you're not getting the full effect. You get a few hundred wirelessly normally on like a modern device. This thing seems to peak at 33, which is not great when you're downloading Steam games. And as well, this little thing on the back, I always used to love these. Pulling these out on the old Dells in school, well, college. I don't know why I like doing that so much. I've always thought that's just something I like doing. A little weird tip there. Also, it's the CMOS battery. And the other thing is as well, they didn't mention that they upgraded this. And they never mentioned that, I don't know if they bought it off someone else and it was like this, but they never mentioned the cooling's been upgraded. Like, this is like, what do you guys think? Let me know below. And I'll see you next time when we put this thing through the ringer and see how well our little 100 quid freaking wear PC actually runs. Subscribe for that one, guys.